Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Ngolela show. So it is March 2020. We are in lockdown, quarantine, all of the above. And I've been not as busy as usual for like 11 days. And I've just been doing a lot of thinking during these 11 days. It's crazy because we get so used to being busy, and I love being busy. I love having things to do. I'm just naturally a busybody, a multitasker, all of those things. And this is the second time in a few months that I've kind of been, I don't want to say forced, but pretty much forced to stay indoors and just kind of be where I am. And a lot of, it's so interesting to me. It's so different. Now it's completely different because before, when I was in that situation, I could at least go to the gym or things like that, go to the mall. Actually, no, I couldn't go to the mall, but I could at least go to the gym. My gym was open. Now, not only are the gyms closed, even the gym at my complex is closed. So yes, I do home workouts every now and then, but now it's been strictly home workouts and walking and all of that, which isn't bad because thankfully I live where the weather's nice, but I'm kind of missing going to an actual gym and using my favorite equipment and all that stuff. But I think it's important to take this time to reevaluate, restore, relax, all those great things. And just remind yourself that health is important. Thankfully, or not thankfully, but I think in this case, thankfully, I've always been kind of a germaphobe. Anyone that really knows me knows that I open the door with like either my sleeve or a napkin or something like that, like buttons in the elevator. I've always used my elbow. I always have sanitizer. I wash my hands often. And I already have a healthy diet. I'm pretty vegan. And like I said, I like to be outside. I exercise regularly, all of those great things. So I was already practicing those things. But I also don't want to be naive to the fact that germs can still spread, even though I have probably the strongest immune system ever. And I haven't been sick in years, thankfully. But still, that doesn't mean I can't carry a germ that can affect somebody else. So I think during this time, it's been really good to remind all of us. It's been a great reminder to all of us that we have to take other people's health into consideration and not be selfish. Was I looking up cheap flights? Yes, I was. Did I want to travel? Yes, I did. But again, I don't want to put other people's lives at risk. Even my parents, they didn't want me to go visit them because they have health issues. They're like healthy, but they're older and everything. And they were afraid of what I might bring to them, which is completely understandable. And a lot of my siblings have kids and I want to visit them. But, thankfully there's social media and video chat and all of that. So it's been good, but it's not always easy when you can't be around the people you really want to be around. But I was telling many people, and even just telling myself, all those times you wanted to do, whether it was a craft or branch of your business or whatever it is, what's your excuse now? You wanted to get back into a healthier state of mind, healthy physically, all of that. What's stopping you now? We literally, it's like the country was put on pause. The world was put on pause, it seems. And now we're taking that time to reach out to family and friends that we weren't talking to as much or haven't spoken to in a very long time. And I think that's great. We're taking the time to look and, spring clean. We're getting rid of things we don't need. We're relaxing because many of us are overworked. And yes, I know I like to be busy, but there are times that I need to sit down and just relax. And I just think this time has been good for that. Yes, there's uncertainty looming in the distance or the near future, but all we can do, all of us now, is really just take it day by day. That's all you can do, and cherish each day. I think the beginning of 2020 has taught us that almost every week, it seems like there's something. It's been a tough 3 months. And I just think it's really put everything into perspective. The things we worry about, the things we're stressing about, what's really important? What should we really be putting our time and effort into? I saw this post of, people have been doing a lot of panic buying, and someone shared this picture of garbage cans full of spoiled food from people that, bought everything at the grocery store. And that should put into, your buying habits. You should be thinking about that too. And for a while I wasn't worried because I didn't even realize I have a pretty raw diet, but I eat a lot of fruit, a lot of veggies. oatmeal, and I cook things, but I use a lot of fresh ingredients. And so I was like, oh, I'm fine. Like I'd walk into Super Target or something like that, or the grocery store, and I'd see everything that I needed, all the fruits and veggies. And then I was there recently and I was like, oh, there aren't any organic avocados, no organic Honeycrisp apples. Where's my kale? And I felt personally attacked. So that's when I was like, okay, this is serious. But I make sure too, when I go there, I don't buy up everything. I only took what I needed. I usually like to buy a whole bunch, but I was being very mindful. There still wasn't any toilet paper, and I haven't been able to order any on Amazon, and I'm literally down to a roll and a half. So we'll see what happens with that, but I'm sure it'll pop up some way. But I just think it's important to take this time to really quarantine and chill. Relax, reflect, reevaluate. A lot of us aren't at work right now, so it's a good time to think, is this what I want to do? Is this the career path I want? Is this the job I want? Is this the location I want to be in for this job? All of these things. We have all this time on our hands, and hopefully we don't waste it. Some people are saying, oh, we're going to come out of this with the quarantine 15, like they talk about the freshman 15, but now more than ever, you have that time to take care of your mind, body, and soul. And I know we can't be outside for a long time, or at least around other people, but you can find a time of day to just walk around your block, or even if it's walking around your complex or your neighborhood, just to get that fresh air, because that's important too. And I had a long conversation with my sister this morning, and we were talking about how I would always think, if you commit a crime, you go to jail, you do your time and all of that. That's what, if you're in jail, you deserve it. But I mean, that's not true. And there's a whole bunch of cases where that isn't the case, but I'm getting to the point I'm making. I was talking about prisoners in solitary confinement, and it wasn't until this week that I was like, wow, that's extremely cruel to really, it depends what you've done, but just to be looking at the same four walls, and I don't know if they always have a window or if they don't have a window, but just you realize how important it is to just have that human interaction. Or I guess if you have a pet, that's good too, but just some sort of interaction. So it's just been very eye-opening, because I'm a people person, but I can also be an introvert. But if anyone who knows me in person knows I meet people every single day, strangers. I'll meet people on Instagram, on Twitter, and I'll say, let's hang out, let's be, all of that stuff for the most part, not the crazies. But some of you listening to this know that we probably met on social media before we met in person, but that's just how I am. And so it's been okay for right now, because I have been video chatting and texting and calling people that I haven't, friends and family and stuff. But I'm wondering, I feel like in a few days, it's going to hit me like, okay, I don't know how long I can do this, but I'm trying to hold on day by day, moment by moment. And so this is just a little something just to remind you that we have to hang in there, take advantage of every day, every moment. You don't even have to leave your house to get in shape. I've taken one of my friends' Zumba class. We used to dance together, and it was so nice to see her, even though I haven't seen her in person in a long time. But, we used to dance together, and she's still just as upbeat and vibrant and fun and everything. And it's been so fun to take her class and see her. So that was uplifting. And it's like we were working out together. That's been good. A lot of my other favorite trainers on Instagram, I've been taking their classes. And I was telling one of my Instagram friends who also works out regularly, I told him, I was like, I'm waking up sore every day after these home workouts. Like I work out sometimes every day, but at least 5.5 times a week. And I hadn't been sore like that in a long time. So I don't know if I was getting lazy at the gym or if it's just these new exercises I'm trying. Whatever the case is, I've been working out consistently for a while. So if, for me to get sore and introduce my body to new exercises and all of that, I just want to keep my gains and keep with the routine. And it's always good to learn something new. So if I can do it, you can do it. I'm even thinking of learning a language. I used to speak Spanish really well. Anyone who really knows me, I used to speak Spanish almost fluently. So it's still in here and it comes out every now and then. I can understand what people are saying, but my reply may be a little broken. But I used to also I knew a little bit of Italian, French, a whole bunch. So I'm wanting to get on Duolingo to brush up my language skills. I've always been into learning, period, but learning languages and reading and all of that. So if there was ever a time you wanted to learn more about a specific subject, a specific place, a specific person, what's stopping you from doing that right now? This is very similar. This whole message is similar to what I said for the New Year's message, but we're only 3 months in and we're still asking this question. I'm still asking myself that question. Like, what else can I do? What's the reasoning behind what I'm doing right now? Where do I want to be? Who do I want to be surrounded with? All those things. So take this time of quarantine and chill to not only better yourself, but to think back to the things you've been doing and just reevaluate. I think it's an important thing for all of us to do. And hopefully we'll come out of this like a butterfly. You know, you have to be in isolation like a caterpillar. And when you're in that isolation, you're learning, you're growing, you're changing. And hopefully we all come out better and more beautiful inside and out on the other side of this whole thing. So thanks for listening. Since you have all this time on your hands, you can go back and listen to my other shows. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My Twitter is pretty random, but random is my middle name. So everything's under my name for the most part. You'll be able to find me, but stay safe, drink your water, eat your veggies and fruit, get sunlight, get fresh air, wash those hands, and take care of yourselves and each other, like Jerry Springer used to say. Have a good one. See ya.